Get smoother, brighter skin instantly in one easy step. Dermalogica's daily microfoliant gives you the smooth, glowy skin you want without damaging your skin barrier. This gentle exfoliating powder activates with water to smooth out rough texture and brighten skin. It's powerful enough to deliver results, yet gentle enough to use every single day, even on sensitive skin. See the results for yourself. Visit Dermalogica.com and use code SMOOTH at cart for an exclusive free gift with $65 purchase.
You're telling me ChatGPT has text game?
It's unbelievable.
It has to be the largest hole in all men's dating world.
So men, if you want an A+ text game without being an A+ man, I'm just saying, when somebody texts you, a woman or a partner, whatever, it could be another man. When somebody texts you that you're interested in and you want to respond with a cheeky or a flirty or a sexy comment, or even you can dial it in. Put that text chain into ChatGPT and instantly it will spit out like 5 options. And something's going to go, you're going to go, oh my God, this is perfect.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad and the shocking stories of sugar dating. Well, I've got some news, not too shocking. Well, I'm going to tease you, actually. I can't give you the details. But I believe we've got Sugarpalooza 7 dates figured out. More information will be coming, but save the dates, save this weekend for all of you that want to apply and attend the party for November 14th, 15th, and 16th. That weekend, we've identified a very fun event, and we are still hammering out the details, getting all the costs together, but we're 90% sure that's going to be the weekend of Sugarpalooza 7 here in lovely Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm telling you what, in November, you will not find much better weather in the country than in Arizona. Certainly all you people from Chicago that come down to the party, and New York and Detroit and all those other cities where it's nice and cold that time, by that time of year, you're going to absolutely love the weather down here in Arizona. We're just going to have a great time, just like always. And if you want to see behind the scenes videos, photos of the last party, which just ended, go to our Patreon. Join it now. It's patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. And we'll have a link to it at the bottom of this episode, and then also it's on our website. Very easy to find. Come join the family. It does a lot of things. First of all, it helps support the show. Even if you feel like you're not getting anything out of it, it's $10 a month. I mean, it really does help. The studio costs money, the editing costs money, the marketing, all these parties would really, really help us out. We do appreciate that. And if you want coaching and profile reviews, Lily is still behind the scenes helping on that, and we have those options available. They're very, very affordable. Matter of fact, they are less than what I pay her. So I am not even recovering my full cost on that. But we're going to do it for you guys. We want you to be successful in this crazy sugar dating world. And then, you get to see behind the scenes photos and videos that we don't post anywhere else. You get a preview the extra sugars and the episodes before anybody gets to hear those. You get to hear those first. A lot of people are anxiously awaiting the release of each one, and I know I do it sporadically because I'm just busy. I'm a busy guy. This is not my full-time job, is talking about sugar dating on a podcast. So I get to them when I can, but I do release an episode every single week, and I've done that for 4 years. And we plan on continuing it for a while. But anyway, that's it on that. I've got one of my absolute favorite guests of all time in here today. You guys love him. His episodes get massive downloads. Welcome back, Sugar Daddy Dwayne.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How was that build up?
I don't know that I can possibly live up to it. But,
yeah?
I'll try.
All right. So you're one of these guys that we talk about all the time, and self-admittedly, you're like, look, I'm not the multi-millionaire flying around in jets doing lavish vacations, but I am a sugar daddy because I have some disposable income that I am happy to help women, with their bills and things like that. And that's actually probably where most sugar daddies fall, believe it or not.
Well,
I would think.
It certainly seems familiar to me. I want to find the one good girl I want to take care of. And it has always felt natural to me that I'm going to take care of a girl who's important to me. Mm-hmm. So why not just make that explicit up front?
I know, exactly, right. Yeah. This is not rocket science, and it's very traditional, right? But boy, we sure get a lot of slack from it. What have you been up to lately?
Well, in the sugar dating world, you're probably going to laugh at me because the last time I was here, or one of the couple times I was here, I was giving you stories of moving a sugar baby in with me. You may recall.
Oh, man.
Violet and her, I've decided, toxic roommate that moved in with their dog. And you would think I would learn my lesson.
Oh, no.
Kay.
Oh, no.
You have heard before about sugar baby Kay.
Okay.
Who had been going along pretty well. I've been seeing her, keeping in touch with her for about 5 years now, something like that. She had decided that she was a little bit more interested in trying to pursue a family. She had just divorced her husband, and she thought she might want more babies, so she chose another guy, and I wished her well and kept in contact with her. Well, to cut to the meat of the story, turns out he is a barely functioning alcoholic and was descending into into a path that was beginning to get more and more violent. And I decided I needed to rescue her from that situation.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay.
Captain to the rescue. Yep. Here I come.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
That's exactly right. Now, in this case, given her a safe place to park, get away from this bad situation and, figure out what new she's wanted.
Been there.
We're right at 5 months now.
Really?
Yeah. So that seems to be going relatively well. I am still continuing to steer it toward a traditional relationship. I have no problem with age gaps. In fact, I think an age gap relationship is the correct way that humans should couple.
Well, what is the age gap here?
The age gap here is 23 years.
Okay.
That's kind of a lot, but I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, mine is 29 years.
Okay. Yep.
And one of our sugar daddy sponsors, Jay, who's been on the show multiple times, he sent me this on Instagram. David Foster, 75, Catherine McPhee, 41. Mark Anthony, 56, Nadia Ferreira, 26. That's a 30-year age gap.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, 63. The girl Anna de Armas, 37, 26-year age gap.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas, 80. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 55, 25-year age gap. Mel Gibson, 69. Rosalind Ross, 35, 34-year age gap. Robert De Niro, 81. And he just had a baby.
Yeah, he did.
Tiffany Chen, 46. That's a 35-year age gap. Dennis Quaid, 71. Laura Savoy, 34. 37-year age gap. Steven Tyler, 77. Amy Preston, 37. 40-year age gap.
He's a rock star. Come on.
Hey, but here, get this one. They've been in the news a lot lately. Bill Belichick, 73. Jordan Hudson, 24.
I did not know that.
49-year age gap.
Okay. Good for her.
Nur Alfala, 31, is with Al Pacino, 85. That's a 54-year age gap. So
we're in good company.
I mean, there's just a small sample of very famous, well-known age gap daters.
That's true. Well, in my opinion, the very nature of the way men and women reach maturity and peak attractiveness and all of these things, I think just having a gap just makes it make the most sense. She wants to be with the most successful man she can find. And for most of us, that starts happening in our mid-40s? I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while to reach our peak. When you're married at the same age, then, this isn't a polite way to say it, but most women are well into their decline by the time her man is just beginning to reach his climb.
Sad but true.
Sad but true. So as a result, I think making a gap to separate those two things so that they can basically be on the same trajectory at the same time makes a whole lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt the age gap thing as early as junior high.
Okay.
I noticed.
Well, that's because you were trying to date your middle school teacher. You're not feeling it.
Well, yeah, that too. No, I started noticing that none of the girls that I liked wanted to go out with any of either me or any of the guys in my grade. They liked the older boys. Mm-hmm. And I was getting really frustrated with that because I was having a hard time getting their interest, right? And I hadn't accomplished anything. Of course, I'm a school kid.
Right. And
then when I got in high school, I'm still trying to find my way. I don't really know how girls work mentally, right? It's just trying to figure that whole thing out. And I just noticed I couldn't get the attention of anybody that I wanted to go out with until I finally became a senior in high school.
Right. And
then all of a sudden, the freshman girls and the sophomore and the junior girls liked me, and they would say yes when I asked them out. But then, I think I probably talked about this last week. I repeat myself a lot, so if you guys, I know you've heard these stories, but they're still funny. And then I became a freshman in college, and it was all over again.
Yeah.
It just pissed me off because here I am, raging hormones, and I can't find a girl to go out with me. And I was a halfway good-looking kid. I wasn't ugly or anything, and I was in athletics and this and that, and it was just the most frustrating thing because they just wanted to date the older guys. And then when I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute, you're 18, 19, and you're going out with a 28-year-old? What are you doing? That guy's old.
Yep.
And it just gets worse. Like, I just started noticing, like, the 25-year-olds are going out with 45 and 50-year-olds. And I'm just thinking, when I'm 25, like, what the hell is going on here?
That's right.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, I got to do something here. I got to do something with my life. I got to make some money for one thing.
Yeah.
And I thought getting a really cool car might do it, but that doesn't do it. Girls don't care as much about cool cars as you think they do. You know who cares about cool cars? Other dudes.
Yes.
That's who cares about
women
cool
dress for other women, and we buy for other men.
Yeah.
So yes, that's true.
But a nice car does help, but that's not going to attract them like flies to honey, right?
Right. Well, you have to have all the rest of the trappings of money.
Yes. You can't just have a cool car. You can't have a net worth of $50,000 and blow $45,000 on a car and think that's going to help. It's not going to work.
Not for long.
Not for long. No. So anyway, I just kind of started figuring out I got to do something with myself. I've got to somehow I got to make some money, and I got to show some success. And that's kind of how I started my whole entrepreneurial career, because I figured out working for the man, I could make good money, but I can't make great money in most cases. Most of the time, the employees are not going to earn as much as the business owner. They shouldn't be, because the business owner is the one taking all the risk.
Right.
Now, a lot of times, as when I was a business owner, my employees did make more than me because I was losing my ass. But I'm taking the risk, and eventually I figured out a way to succeed.
Sure.
And I had a month where I remember when I was married, I made like $100,000 in a month, and this was back in the early 2000s. in real estate, flipping homes.
Sure.
And man, I mean, that to me was just magical. I'm never going to make that working as an employee for somebody, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's kind of how my journey went on trying to figure out how to satisfy my urge to date beautiful, attractive, smart, intelligent women that I was attracted to.
Well, and I think that's the normal trajectory that we all follow.
Right.
When we're young, we have lots of energy and not a whole lot of skill. And that skill hasn't turned into resources yet. Mm-hmm. So I think that's normal. It's where we're supposed to be, is we're supposed to spend that youthful time building ourselves into a career to get ready to support a woman and kids. And in my opinion, that doesn't happen until at a minimum somewhere in your 30s.
And it also builds character.
Yes.
Because
confidence comes from making your own successes. Mm-hmm. And you need time to do that.
Yeah.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
We interviewed Jane
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
weeks ago from Boston, and she told me her first sugar daddy that she met and was involved with was a guy her age that happened to make it, became a billionaire in his 20s.
Wow.
But he was not emotionally ready for that.
Okay.
And he's just flying around the world, dating all these different women, having the time of his life, supposedly, but emotionally, I can't imagine how mature he was. Can you imagine having $1 billion when you're in your 25, 27 years old?
I can't imagine having $1 billion when I'm 55 years old.
I know. But if you had it now, I think you could handle it.
It would be a different world.
It would be a different world.
Yeah. For sure.
But I can't even imagine having that kind of money. And he got into some kind of industry. She didn't tell me exactly one, but it was kind of a high risk thing, and it worked out. Sometimes, a lot of times, what people perceive as an unbelievable great thing can turn out not to be. When people win the lottery and they're not prepared for it.
Right. Yeah.
And then
all of those stories about it.
Yeah, and then you read articles 5 years later, they're broke. Their family is split into a million splinters because all the jealousy and the infighting and this and that, right? And then you'll read and they're like, I wish I'd have never won the lottery. It's ripped my family apart.
Yeah, that's such a shame.
And you're like, from the outside, you're like, oh my God, how great is, it's the old Chinese farmer parable. Hey, how Great this good thing happened to you. Well, I don't know. Maybe or maybe not. So.
Do you think that in that particular case, winning the lottery, getting a windfall of a lot of money, is it because of people not having practice with actual wealth, money that you hold as opposed to money that you immediately spend? That's my definition.
80% of NFL football players are bankrupt within the first 5 years out of the league.
Yeah. Do you think it's just they don't have practice with money, or they're not emotionally mature enough to be able to handle any amount of an accumulation of money?
I believe it's both.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not used to having great amount of money and you don't have a good team, it'll go. I've had millions of dollars. And here I am looking at my account going, oh man, I got
Where did it go?
Where did it go? I've got payroll coming up. Because I'm flipping houses, so my money goes. Sometimes I have money, sometimes I don't. It gets tied up in real estate.
Sure.
But I'm thinking, wow, what happened to that big cash cushion I had in the bank? Well, I put in a pool in my backyard. I put in a really nice putting green. I put in some artificial grass. $180,000 just gone like that.
Yeah.
It's unfucking believable how quickly that money can go just on a few items.
Right.
So,
and those are assets.
Yeah, kind of. I don't get 100% ROI on that though.
Of course not. But,
I mean,
yeah. So it's not like you were just completely, wasting it.
No, I didn't waste it, but if I had to put it into the stock market or crypto or something like that, that 180 be worth $1 million.
True.
You know,
True.
but instead I've got this.
But you have something you can enjoy.
I know. I kind of weigh
your
that.
money.
I go back and forth like, was that money well spent or not? I do enjoy looking at my backyard every single day though. So there's some of that. But my point is it can go quickly.
Yeah.
$1 million isn't what it used to be.
Yep.
You know, as you know.
I do, in fact, know. Well, you know, of course, how much of it is liquid and how much of it is available. You know,
Yeah.
Most of us have assets we can't actually touch for a while. It's locked up in real estate. It's locked up in retirement.
Right.
You know, so yeah. Your total net worth is not necessarily the same as spendable cash, but it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, so back to Kay. So she
so back to the age gap thing.
Yeah, back there you go. So she's moved in again about 5 months. Seems to be going pretty well.
You guys are living together?
Yeah. She is.
Wait. Remind me, how old is she?
She is 33.
And you are?
56, 55. I'll have to do the math. 56.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's getting to a point now where I'm losing
It doesn't
track,
actually matter anymore.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Wow.
so she is occupying the spare bedroom with sometimes with me and sometimes on her own. So I'm giving her lots of space, partly in response to all the mistakes that I suppose I made with Violet, but giving her time and space to find who she is and what she's looking for.
Now, where did you guys meet?
Online. It was actually on, I don't think it was Sugar Daddy Meet. I think it was Seeking. Yeah, I think it was on Seeking. You know enough about me. My typical reason for trying sugar is it's the opportunity to find women who are more interested in older men. I'm less of the transactional side of sugar, though. I understand it and I'm fine with it, but a little bit more of, traditional dating. Found her via Seeking, and we seemed to hit it off pretty well, and she was going through some upcoming life turmoil and looking to find out what she wanted in life, and she's still kind of trying to figure out what she's looking for. So I'm giving her some space to do that. But,
What's her backstory? She have kids?
She has kids. She has 3 kids, all under the age of 7.
Where are they?
Well, they are with the father out of state.
Really?
So, yeah, she's an unskilled worker and was having trouble holding down a job while taking care of a 2-year-old. And so she sent them back to be with the dad, which I am very proud of her for her ability to do that. But it's also a heartbreaking thing because, she's a mom of young children and she gets to see them 3 times a year.
Oh, wow.
So it's a little sad for her. But
And that was a court-ordered thing?
yeah, well, they came to that agreement, but it was court ordered as part of the divorce. And, she...
Does that concern you?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I have to answer this 2 ways, of course. And then on the other side, though, is what I'm describing here is she made the best decision for her kids with an eye toward a future that she knew she was not capable of providing. So she made the best decision for them instead of just holding on to them and saying, well, I'm going to be poor. I'm going to go on welfare or whatever she was going to do, right? She's made the best decision for them and is trying to build her life in a new way. So I'm very proud of that. It took some bad decision making to get there.
Yeah.
So between those 2 extremes, then
Was she married to him?
she was.
Okay.
She was. They were married for, I guess, 8 years, something like that.
Okay.
No, it wasn't that long because the youngest is now 2. Anyway, yeah, they'd been married for a while. She thinks that he had been cheating on her since before the wedding and slowly found that out, and there was some control issues. That complaint is often overstated, so when I hear somebody talk about their ex-husband being controlling, I normally dismiss that, but I've heard enough of this. There was some. So it just wasn't a good situation.
How do you guys get along?
We get along pretty well. Again, she lives with me and kind of doesn't. She has a separate bedroom, but we spend a lot of time together. So it kind of gives a decompression room in both directions. But I think we get along pretty well. I probably have more feelings for her than she does at the moment, because she's trying to figure out why she keeps finding men who aren't what they say they are. So over the course of her life, she's had basically, I'm a fourth significant relationship, and the first three all turned into someone she didn't think they were, someone they didn't represent themselves as. So I'm giving her some time and space to try to figure out that I really am what I am portraying, and you either like it or you don't, but I think I've got a lot going for me. So I'm trying to give her some space to figure out what she thinks.
Right. So what you're saying is, if she starts, I guess, having more feelings to you, you wouldn't be opposed to that.
I would be happy to receive that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah.
But right now, you're just kind of taking it slow, letting it happen.
Taking it slow, letting things go.
Okay.
There's feelings there that are, beginning to really blossom, but she's being very cautious, because she feels like every time she has hopped into a relationship with a man she thinks is a good one, he then turns out to not be that. And so I think that's hurting her commitment a little bit, because she feels like once she commits, that's when the real guy comes out. And so it's taking some time to work that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very reserved with people, kind of had this wall up, just didn't want to let them in too deep.
Right.
As Lily likes to say it, just you got to protect your heart until you really, really feel comfortable with that person, and then you can let go, and you just feel so vulnerable. So I'm sure she doesn't want to get to that point too quickly.
I'm giving her the time and space to do that. So
good.
It's very interesting. So in some ways, she's sugar baby, because that's how we met. But this is progressing as much more of a traditional relationship, which is sometimes kind of bad, because, every married man on earth has experienced, get married and the sex kind of dwindles and stops, because that seems to be the nearly universal. And
only for 99.5%.
Only 99 that's true. It's not everybody.
Not everyone.
Everybody. That's exactly right. So we're working through that, trying not to let that become a part of this relationship. She's a good girl. She's submissive. She wants to be led and guided, so that works well with me and my style.
Well, I was actually playing an intro in one of your past episodes to Amy, and because she was like, I don't think I've met him, or I don't know who he is. And so I said, he's great. And I played an intro where you were talking about how you really like a submissive woman, and you like to make an environment where they can totally feel
safe and supported.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was a really good clip that we used as a teaser on your episode.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Strung a bunch of words together that you could use. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, no, it was really good, actually. I liked it.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
As you and I were sitting here chatting before we pushed record, we
Get smoother, brighter skin instantly in one easy step. Dermalogica's daily microfoliant gives you the smooth, glowy skin you want without damaging your skin barrier. This gentle exfoliating powder activates with water to smooth out rough texture and brighten skin. It's powerful enough to deliver results, yet gentle enough to use every single day, even on sensitive skin. See the results for yourself. Visit Dermalogica.com and use code SMOOTH at cart for an exclusive free gift with $65 purchase.
Talked about how to step up your dating game, your texting game, your emotional game, and that is through resources that we have. And I always touted YouTube as being an amazing resource.
A learning platform.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like when I wanted to figure out women, I'm not saying I've figured them out, but I sure know a hell of a lot more now than I did from 2020. So I went through a marriage. I was a terrible husband because I wasn't terrible. We had a lot of great times, but emotionally I just wasn't into it. I stuck it out for 16 years, and I think I knew within the first 30 days I'd made a mistake.
Oh.
So I don't
think I've heard any of that story.
Well, I didn't give up.
Okay.
We got married. It was an INS issue. She was from Canada, just quickly, she had married a U.S. citizen, and he was also a dual citizen. So anyway, they came down here to live. They got divorced. He ended up getting engaged and married to somebody from Europe. So when he went to sponsor her for green card status, they noticed that my ex-wife was still being sponsored by him because she wasn't a U.S. citizen. She was a Canadian. And they're like, oh, well, we got to kick one of these off. So they sent her a letter and says, you got 2 weeks to leave the country. This is like in 2001. And we'd been dating like 10 months.
Okay.
I wasn't, we had a great time. I wasn't ready for marriage with her yet. We had a few issues. We weren't getting along 100%, and but we had some fun. But I wasn't ready for her to leave the country. So we went to the INS office, and they looked at us and they said, "How long you guys been dating?" We said, 10 months. And the lady goes, "You ever thought about getting married?" And by God, what was that, on Friday? And on Monday, we drove to Vegas and got married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so how much of that, as I dig deep into your psyche, how much of that was, I'm going to be a good man, and how much of it was, I want this girl to stay in my life?
It was one of those things where I was 32 or 30. I don't know. I was in my early 30s. I could do the math if I wanted to, but anyway, my early 30s, and I thought, I finally found a girl that I can get married to. She was same age as me.
Okay.
Let's just check a box and get this done.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I thought my naivety, how do you say that? I thought we would grow closer and more in love.
Well, that's what you hope.
And it didn't happen.
Okay.
Matter of fact, once we started living together, we didn't even live together for the first 2 weeks. And then once we started living together, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, but I'll give it my best shot, right? Sure. I did not get married with divorce in mind, so I stuck it out. I don't
think anybody does.
We did it the best we could. We went through counseling. And where I was going with this is, I didn't work on understanding her. I didn't work on understanding women. YouTube really wasn't even a factor back then. And the resource, I did read Men Are From Mars.
Okay.
I read that, and I read a couple other relationship type books, which Men Are From Mars was a really good book. It did teach me a lot. Yeah, it was an eye opener.
I think it's largely been kind of discarded now, but it
hasn't changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, true.
Women, the psychology of women, the psychology of men are still the same. It hasn't changed over time. It's just, and it describes like women's emotions are more like waves, and men are more like rubber bands. Just to sum up the book in like your Cliff Notes version, men need that ability to snap back. They need to pull away, let them pull away, and then they snap back. Where women, they love you 1 minute, and next minute you can do nothing right, and then the next minute, everything's good, and then it's just like, as I'm doing my hand, it's all just like a wave, up and down and up and down, and you just gotta let the process happen, right? and there's some way he talks about some ways that you can in the book on how to deal with these and not start fights. When these things happened, and the more you understand, then you can avoid fighting about things. But
do you think you weren't ready to try to have a good, healthy relationship? You didn't know how, you weren't ready, or you didn't want it?
I wasn't sure I really even wanted it, because there was just some things I started really disliking about her and some of her decisions and choices, and we just didn't see eye to eye on things. Fortunately, politically, bam, we're there. Religiously, we were pretty close. But just on how things should function, we would argue. And and then I just got tired of arguing. I go into my shell and we wouldn't even talk. Yeah. I didn't feel like even discussing it at that point. And then eventually we started sleeping in separate bedrooms, and I liked it. I liked sleeping in my own bedroom.
I am still convinced that is a healthy way for all couples to survive. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Alejandra is funny. We've talked about, if we get married or if we live together, she's like, okay, that room will be mine and this will be, I'm like, perfect. You get it. Like, yeah, we can enjoy sleeping with each other every now and then, but sometimes I just like being by myself and having the whole bed, and I don't have to worry about if I'm snoring or, turning and tossing and whatever. Right. So again, the point I even brought that up, and I was going to tell you the short story, but it got long, is I didn't really do the work on understanding relationships because when that ended, there was no love loss. There was no tears. I was ready to move on. After 16 years, let's move on with life. But then I had another 2.5-year relationship, a girl I met from Seeking. And when that ended, it broke my heart. Okay. And it was tough. I'm very thankful that I went through this because it forced me to become a better man, and it forced me to learn, and it forced me to become more knowledgeable on how women's emotions work, how men's emotions work, how relationship emotions go through their cycles. And I learned all that from YouTube just by typing in my feelings into YouTube, and then up pop great videos from psychotherapists, relationship coaches. And they all started, and they have a little different take on it, and they might say it in a little different way, but it's all pretty much the same.
Okay.
And so I learned a lot, and now I really feel like I understand people a lot better. If you want some good relationship coaches for the men, Corey Wayne is a really good one. I recommend it highly, and he wrote that book, 3% Man. I have it on Audible. I would highly recommend you listening to it multiple times, even women, just to understand kind of what he's saying. And then there's a couple ladies on YouTube. Oh, I forget their names, but they'll pop up in any relationship videos, and they have a lot of great stuff. But anyway, now I think the best source for anything that you have a question about, how to respond to, how to make something better.
Yeah, see, you're talking about a learning platform. You have to go through the work to learn all of this before you can get ready. Yeah.
But now,
if only there was a tool that would just tell us what to do and say.
Which is ChatGPT.
Aha, you found one.
Yes. That thing is unbelievable. Have you used it much?
No, I haven't.
I'm telling you, so I'm an old dog learning new tricks. Things I'm about to say, people are like, I figured that out a long time ago. You're late to the boat. Well, I don't care if I'm late to the boat, but this thing is magical. I'm telling you, and it's getting more and more powerful every single day, which, and they've got other AI service. I think Elon Musk's is Grok.
That sounds right.
I believe. And then there's others coming out. And they'll continue to explode on the scene. But let's just go with ChatGPT because that's the most popular. What can you do with that? It's unbelievable. So I have a website I'm launching, and I'm not 100% happy with the homepage. So I said, ChatGPT, how can you make this website better? And I gave it the address. And it took a while, but it finally popped up and told me a whole list of things that I should do to make my website easier to navigate. And then it said, would you like us to show you, build a homepage for you? I said, yeah. Again, it took a little while, wasn't really, really fast. And then after a while, it popped up, and there it was. And I was like, oh my God, what can I do with this? So then I started using it for everything. Like if somebody texted me and I wanted to know a response, I would literally screenshot the text string that we have, screenshot it, upload the photo into ChatGPT, and it would instantly give me, here's 5 responses.
You're telling me ChatGPT has text game?
It's unbelievable.
It has to be the largest hole in all men's dating world.
So men, if you want an A+ text game without being an A+ man, I'm just saying, when somebody texts you a woman or a partner, whatever, it could be another man. When somebody texts you that you're interested in and you want to respond with a cheeky or a flirty or a sexy comment, or even you can dial it in. Put that text chain into ChatGPT and instantly it will spit out like 5 options. And something's going to go, you're going to go, oh my God, this is perfect. And then it'll ask you, would you like something more serious, something more flirty, something late night special? Let's say you're texting a girl and you want to get really sexy with her. I mean, it'll get sexy with you. And then you say, hey, make this a little bit more sexy. And it'll give you like 5 more responses. And then it'll give you options. And you can dial it in. And you could get 30 responses if you wanted to go that far. And then choose the best one. And I'm telling you, you copy and paste it to that person. And they're gonna be pretty interested. Now,
so you're telling me this is working for you in real time in the real world?
Oh, it works.
Wow.
There was somebody that texted me on Instagram, though. It's not 100%. So I think I saw her on Bumble, and I followed her on our podcast account on Instagram, and messaged her. I was like, hey, I saw you on Bumble, blah, blah, blah. And she messaged back, and so I was like, oh my God, what should I say? So I put it, and this is a while back. It was a few months ago, probably. But yeah, I put it into ChatGPT, and it gave me this unbelievably great answer. I sent it to her, and she blocked me. But I was really happy with the text, though.
Okay.
Like 99.9% of the girls.
Because, it's possible that these responses appeal to you, but they don't appeal to the women. But you're saying that they appeal to the women, too.
Oh, yeah. But
the text,
I'm telling you,
the text
though,
problem is solved.
Men, if one of the biggest obstacles on getting a woman to respond to you is the text game. So, like, let's say I'm on Seeking.
Okay.
And I'm chatting with somebody. I'm getting them off the platform as quick as I can.
Sure.
As we talk about, to our secondary number. Now, women were really opposed to this for a while, but I think they've come around and they actually understand it now. Because like, why aren't you giving me your real number? What are you trying to hide? Blah, blah, blah. Like, look, it's a crazy world out there. I'll give you my real number once we meet, and I feel comfortable with you, but I'm not giving a random stranger my main number. That's just stupid. Okay. So secondary numbers are free. Did I mention that they're free? They're free.
Whole bunch of them.
Grab
Whole bunch
one.
of ways to get them. Yep.
You can change them at any time. Just get you a secondary number. Google Voice is probably one of the most popular. I don't think it's the best, but it's a very popular one. The problem is I don't know a better one. So, but when I say I don't know if it's the best, it does some of the features, like when you send video or pictures, isn't 100%. But as far as just chatting back and forth, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
And when I say pictures and video, I've sent things to people and they say, "Oh, I never got it," and I'm like, "Oh, that's why you didn't respond," or So, but texting back and forth is fine. Get you a secondary number. Now you guys are chatting. Hey, this is Marcus from Seeking. Oh, hi, this is Anna or whatever. Where do you go from there? So that you're not a boring fuck. Because they're so tired of boring fucks, man. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, what part of town you live in? Oh, I live in Scottsdale. Oh, you have a job? I mean, a lot of times us men, we just don't know where to go from there. We're getting one-word answers or whatever.
Right.
I'm telling you what, just take that string. You can just take a screenshot of it. You don't have to type it into ChatGPT or anything. Just screenshot it, upload the photo, and say, what next? And it will give you a whole bunch of options. And
some of them are funny, some of them are
charming. Some are funny, flirty, wow. Some are serious. And then it'll ask you, is this kind of what you're looking for? Or do you want something more, whatever, right? Uh-huh. And you can dial it in. And I'm telling you, I've played with it. It's a lot of fun. Like some of the answers, some of the responses absolutely crack me up. I almost fall out of my chair laughing. And then I was like, oh, if I'm laughing that hard for this one, I got to send it. Now, again, it's not 100%, what you think is funny. They may not think is funny, but it'll improve your chances.
Okay.
So use, and you know what's the great thing about ChatGPT?
What's that?
It's free.
It's free. Okay.
Now they have a subscription service, $20 a month. Okay. And I think I can use it pretty much unlimited for that. To me, it's worth it because I started using it for my business. Like I had get sidetracked a little bit. I had an odd job that came up. A neighbor wanted me to, they had some piping on the outside of their house and they wanted me to build this box to insulate the piping. Well, how would you do that and what would you charge? I have no fucking idea. I don't do this every day. This is a custom job. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I took that picture that they sent me, put it in a ChatGPT, and it built the whole thing. And it showed me how it should look. And then I said, what material should I use? And what should I quote the customer? And it gave me ranges. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
So I know this is probably old news from some of you, but to me, I'm an old dog learning a new trick here.
I don't trust it.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Here's my problem with AI so far, is that
Get smoother, brighter skin instantly in one easy step. Dermalogica's daily microfoliant gives you the smooth, glowy skin you want without damaging your skin barrier. This gentle exfoliating powder activates with water to smooth out rough texture and brighten skin. It's powerful enough to deliver results, yet gentle enough to use every single day, even on sensitive skin. See the results for yourself. Visit Dermalogica.com and use code SMOOTH at cart for an exclusive free gift with $65 purchase.
the things that I hear it can do, although this one is interesting, so far, most of the things I hear that people are doing with it are things that I used to consider just this is what makes you a qualified individual, a good job candidate, or being able to have good writing skills. So if ChatGPT is just replacing those skills, does it have value for those of us who already have the skill? But in this case, I don't have text game.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Most of us don't.
Most of us don't.
So when I was in college and high school, I remember being in English class and we'd write a paper and then the teacher's like, okay, you need to make this more interesting. You need to break this up. You need to put commas here. You've got some run-on sentences. You need to vary this, not say the same thing to keep it interesting, this and that. Those skills are going to go out the window because now I don't need those skills,
right.
Which is a little scary.
About that.
Yeah, no, it's a little scary because I got pretty good at that, at writing. Like, for instance, when I do these podcasts, I'll write headlines. Oh my God, here's another thing too. So I would try to write some catchy headline and then I would do some description of it. So now what I do, it feels like cheating. It absolutely feels like cheating. Now what I do is I'll write the headline, and I don't even put much thought into it. I just write a headline, and then I write the description. Again, not putting much thought into commas, breaks, this and that. I'll take that, throw it into ChatGPT. It'll give me 5 very catchy headlines. So I'll say, oh, I really like this one. I'll catch it, or I'll copy and paste it, put it on there. And then in the summary, it'll make it super interesting. And I'm like, holy cow, I couldn't have said this better myself. Copy and paste it, and there's my whole podcast headline and summary.
Okay.
And but now I don't even put any thought into it, which is scary to me. That's why I feel like I'm cheating. Mm-hmm. Sugar Daddy Dwayne, when you walked in, you go, hey, I didn't write down any topics or anything. I go, oh, don't worry. And I typed into ChatGPT, interview questions for Sugar Daddy Dwayne, and I've got a whole list of them if we run out of time, but it gave me how you got started in sugar dating, the Dwayne dynamic, the fun stuff, lifestyle and spoiling, sugar daddy wisdom, bonus rapid fire round. I hadn't even got to any of these, but it gave me, how many is this? 15, 20 questions we could talk about.
Well,
isn't that nuts?
I feel like I need to reveal the secret now. I am actually an AI, and I have never actually existed before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anyway, that is...
Well, I'm going to steal that idea because I will tell you, my text game is not very good. I try to be funny and charming, and I get ignored a lot. So something I'm doing isn't working.
I want you to try it out and get back to me because, you can't type in a text string into YouTube.
Right.
Right, and expect it to give you an answer. But with ChatGPT, you can. It's so unbelievable. I can't even... And what I want to do is I want to start taking courses, and I might even do them through YouTube. Now, YouTube offers free classes on how to use and maximize your skills with ChatGPT, and it's going to change constantly. But I need to learn. I need to learn how to use this unbelievably powerful tool. And people say, why is it so powerful? It's because it's somebody, kind of did this equation. Somehow, every book in the world, everything has been now uploaded into some supercomputer system. So it has access to an unbelievable amount of data that you could never access. And it can spit out answers and somehow guide you through things quicker than you can ever imagine. I did this funny thing once. I typed in there. It actually gives good advice. I said, hey, how do I flirt with somebody at my gym who is married? And what do you think ChatGPT said?
I am terrified to hear what it said.
It said, yeah, I wouldn't do that. And it gave all the reasons why it's not a good idea to do that. But it gave some alternatives. It says, now, if you would just like to be friendly with them, here are some ways you can be friendly with them. But I don't advise you trying to flirt with somebody who's married and it gave you all the good reasons why. I'm like, damn, that sounds just like my father would say. Something my father would say. And it's 100% right. And I was like, wow, that's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I have a good friend of mine who is seriously into AI, and he got there early, and so he's been a champion. He's telling me many of the same things, although apparently he hasn't found text game with women. So I'll have to run that by him and see what he thinks.
Okay. So anyway, and it saves my history. This was a while back, and I just pulled it up. It says, if your gym crush is married, the best and most respectful approach is not to flirt. And here's why. Marriage is a commitment, and flirting with someone who's married crosses personal and ethical boundaries. It can lead to emotional entanglement, drama, or hurt for everyone involved, including you. And I'm like, okay, I don't need this lecture right now, ChatGPT.
I'm just trying to score, ChatGPT. Come on.
But then it says, but focus on friendship, if anything. If you genuinely enjoy this person's company, you can be friendly without being flirtatious. And then it goes all, through this whole thing. I thought, well, I'm proud of you, ChatGPT. That was actually really good advice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, communication has always been hard. Information accumulation and transfer has always been hard. And those are the things that AI is doing fantastically well. So, yeah, it shouldn't be surprising to us that those areas really excel.
You know what oh my God, now I'm looking at my history. Man, God forbid Alejandra look at my history.
Yeah, it's worse than your browser history.
I know, right? It really is. And I say that cheeky because I'll let her look at it. But I typed in there because somebody told me that you could type into ChatGPT and it would create your perfect woman. You just got to describe her.
Okay.
So I did. I said, design me a woman of my dreams, 5'2", brown hair, medium breasts, cute derriere.
Wow.
And it did. It asked me a few more questions, and then it created this girl right here.
That looks a lot like Alejandra.
I know, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I go, make her hips more slim, and then it slimmed her up a little bit because she was a little hippie. And then, I don't know. I asked it to generate a photo of me posing with Dua Lipa. Anyway, and it generated something. It asked me, and I said backstage selfie style, and it created an image, but I don't know who this guy is that it put there. It wasn't me. So anyway, I'm still playing with it, but yeah, dude, it's unbelievable. I could get lost in this thing. I could use it for all kinds of things. But being that this is a sugar dating site, or a sugar dating podcast,
Right.
and we want you guys to be successful.
There it is.
Here may be the ultimate tool I've ever encountered. And I thought YouTube was a strong place to hone your skills. But this, in addition to YouTube, can make you a super strong dater.
Well, I guess I have to ask then, do you think ChatGPT is going to make seeking's higher prices worthwhile?
You know what I did? I won't do it for long. I'm boycotting their higher prices. I canceled my subscription. I mean, I don't really need it right now anyway. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I wonder if enough people boycotted it for like a few months that they would realize that what the hell they're doing.
I suspect it won't matter, but
yeah, it probably won't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You've done the same thing.
Yeah.
I haven't been on the site in a long time now.
Yeah. No, I noticed when I first started on the site, I think it was like $59 or something. This was back in 2016. Mm-hmm. They just upped it to $130. And the reasoning is, they say, is to kind of weed out the people who can't afford it.
Well,
because a lot of the people are using it as a regular dating site.
If they would help weed out the women who aren't real or serious, then I might get behind that.
They've done a better job on that.
Really?
Yeah. The scammers and the people that are not serious have diminished greatly because they're now doing selfie and some other verifications that is helping. Okay. It's not 100%. Now, here's the problem. A lot of the old profiles, the scammers' old profiles, keep messaging me because they established them years ago before these protocols were in place. Mm-hmm. But the new ones, and the girls are complaining because they're getting really picky, and the girls are having a hard time getting pictures uploaded and getting their accounts approved. So they've gotten a lot more strict.
Well,
yeah.
If I need to get back into the world, then maybe it's worth it. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get to any of these questions.
No.
15, 20 questions here I could have explored.
I have so much fun doing this.
Oh, I know, man.
I have so much fun doing this.
Yeah.
That just means you have to bring me back again.
Yeah,
so,
we'll do. That's a guarantee. All right. Well, if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, we'd love to hear those. Go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Contact us there. Instagram is a great source. Please follow us there also. You can contact me. Lots of people talk to me on Instagram, and it's actually a little easier for me. And then check our website for party details of Sugarpalooza 7. We're working those out, but we have identified a weekend that will work, and we will announce everything soon. But if you're interested in coming, then save the dates, November 14th, 15th, and 16th. And then once we get all the details worked out, we'll put the party tab back up on our website where you can apply for that. We're probably going to be giving away 30 sugar baby packages, which are all inclusive except for the flight or the transportation here. So it'll include the housing, it'll include the parties and the transportation to and from our venue, and food and beverages and all that stuff that we're going to have. But we will get you the details very soon. But don't fear, Sugarpalooza 7 will happen by the end of 2025. So we're excited to get you more details. Just save those dates and don't book anything if you want to come. All right, Sugar Daddy Dwayne.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
A lot of good stuff today, I'm telling you. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.